Hi, my name is Lisa Dolan and I am the AVID Site Coordinator this year at the high school. And for those of you who aren't familiar with AVID, it's a college readiness program. It stands for Advancement via Individual Determination and is an acceleration course, not a remediation course, for our students to really push them to excel in their high school classes and be ready for life after high school. AVID has a lot to offer to many students. It really is just teachers doing best practices and then that carrying through to their students. And so for that reason, at Summer Institute, our site team, along with Mr. Palicki this summer, came up with the idea of sharing some of our AVID best practices in order to really enhance our curriculum here at the high school in our academies. And so each month I'm hoping to share with you some tidbit of AVID information that you can do what you want with, but hopefully it's at least a platform for your academy to talk about or implement, or maybe an idea for you to grab and use in your lesson to just really enhance retention and rigor and various areas of your course. So thank you for all you do for our students. We work at an amazing place and have some amazing students. And I know our AVID students really appreciate all the support and help they get from.
So one of the first areas I wanted to share with our school is kind of exciting in the AVID world, because AVID has now said that instead of just doing Cornell notes, which I know many of us have sort of a love-hate relationship with, we can now start looking at focus notes. And the research behind any of these notes is the idea of repetition and basically setting up a format for students to come back to frequently, to many times to see the repetition in the content they're learning. And so this is just a graph that shows, without any repetition, whatever they go through, whatever they take notes on, they're going to rapidly forget over the course of days, weeks, and months. But every time that you add in a repetition, within 18 minutes, a day, a week, a month, basically their rate of forgetting decreases, and they are going to remember their content a lot better and not have to sit and cram the night before a test. So that's kind of where the research behind Cornell notes and really any of these notes stems from. And so we can still ask students to do Cornell notes. That's definitely something that we continue to push in AVID, and it's a really versatile format for any subject area. It's easy to interact with for students. I always like to give the notes one day, and then I use it as a starting point the next day, and I'll say, okay, let's take out your notes. Let's add 2 or 3 questions from the content yesterday or connections. Let's go into the notes and highlight 3 key ideas. Let's write your summary from yesterday. Anything to just make them go back and interact, because again, that would be their first or second repetition. And so already their rate of forgetting has increased or has decreased. They'll remember it. Okay. Another form of notes that AVID is now, well, they've always had these 2 and 3 column notes, but now they're saying, okay, we can use these very much like Cornell notes, are the 2 and 3 column notes. And so you see a couple examples here. Again, this is really good for structured information. The instructor should kind of build up the content and help students know what to put into the different columns. But they're really adaptable. If you're going over vocabulary, maybe one column is vocab, one is definition, one is a visual or sentence. You could also do cause and effect, the artwork or artist, what the book says about it, observations. And then again, with the 2 column notes, very similar, just 2 columns now. And so students can set up their notes this way and still go in and highlight, add questions, add connections, write a summary. There should be an essential question of some kind. It just allows them a different layout. We can also encourage students to do sketch notes or mind maps or one-pagers. These are your visual notes. You can see an example here where students use a variety of visual ideas, words, quotes, anything to enhance what they've gone over in class. Graphic organizers aren't anything new, but just a reminder that we can set them up as notes. We can give an essential question. We can add interactions on the side. We could have students highlight, the middle here, still have them summarized. By doing all of these steps, these are 3, 4, maybe even 5 interactions with their content. And so again, their rate of forgetting will be much lower and they'll remember their content better. Charts and tables work really well for structured notes. So the teacher's going to want to give some guidelines on this. But again, you can see here, there's content, there's questions, there's highlighting, there's a summary, essential question. All of those pieces are included yet. Interactive notebooks are something I know some of our science teachers have used with success. And it's just a way to set up student notebooks so that one side of the page is teacher input, so maybe notes, text, handouts, whatever it is that the teacher is giving in class, and then the other side is for student processing or reflection. And so these essentially become the students' notebooks and folders throughout the year, and it's just a nice way to organize and interact. And then the last form they call combination notes, and that's basically just taking any of the combinations, very much like an interactive notebook where one side, maybe is an outline or formal notes. The other side is a visual, a web, a graph, whatever it is your content might need. So hopefully this gives you some ideas, not only to support our AVID students, but all of our students here at the high school. The more structure we can give in notes, the better study materials they have, and the more interactions we can encourage in our classroom with these notes, the rate of retention is going to be much higher. So thank you very much.